you ever not had enough room in your dorms or had your roommate bugging you? Well, I think Truman State should allow off-campus housing for freshman students. As a freshman here, I struggled with not having enough space and maybe arguing with my roommate over the beginning of my time here. And so I looked into some ways to possibly counteract that or get better. And so I began looking into ways that I could get around that, and the main way that seemed the most promising was off-campus housing. Off-campus housing can be very beneficial for freshman students because it can allow these students to be more comfortable with their housing and their choice of housing. In the dorms, they kind of just give you furniture and they say, well, you have to use this and you can bring in what else you want. But as we all know, there's not much space and you become very crowded. And so if you're allowed to have off-campus housing and have your own house, you'd be able to have maybe another couch you would want, or a chair, or another desk to work on, so you don't have to do multitask on your desk all the time. There's also a lot less restrictions in off-campus housing, and you can have more things that you would definitely not be able to have in dorms due to restrictions like pets. Off-campus housing can allow you to have pets, which can also be very beneficial for college students, as pets can allow or give you companionship and a mental health boost, as seen from Shelley Zamsler from Should Students Have Pets in November 7, 2019. And this mental health boost and companionship can help students get through tough times when they're struggling adjusting to college. Now that you see the benefits of the off-campus housing freedoms, we can look into how having more control over the house will help you. And having sole responsibility of when you're able to come and go to your house, so you don't have to rely on other people such as SAs or the hall desk to go in. So like when we come in late at night and it's at 10:30 and we have to swipe by card, or when it turns to 12 and we have to go all the way to the front desk, it's a very big inconvenience. It can be a lot easier just to have your own key and be able to walk in and come and go whenever you want. And Kelsey Broadwell of Study Finds College Student Sleep Patterns Unhealthy, March 4th, 2011, finds that college students go to bed on average at about 12:20. And so that means these students are out and about, maybe studying at the library or being with friends, and they're not getting to bed till 12:20. And that means every time these students are having to come all the way back into the front desk, and it's just a hassle that could be avoided. And then you can also have, if you have off-campus housing, you can have very easy access to your laundry and to your trash. In the dorms, the laundry room is shared, and they do have quite a few appliances, but these appliances are shared, and as we all know, some people will take your stuff out and just throw it on top or throw it on the ground. It'll get all dirty again, it's really bad. Or you'll carry all your laundry all the way down to the bottom, to the laundry, and just to find out that every single machine is used, and you have to walk all the way back up. I've also ran into problems of not being able to get my laundry done on time for important things, such as one time I had a football game, and I needed my jersey and my travel suit washed, and because we were leaving the next day at 7, and I went that night to wash it at about 10, and there was no washing machines open, I couldn't do any of my laundry, and so I had to stay up till about 12:30 at night just to wash all my gear for football because there was no other laundry bins open. And then by having more control over your house, it will also be easy to have better access to amenities. And so the kitchen, and so in the dorms, a lot of students, I feel like, don't utilize the kitchen we have because I feel like a lot of students don't want to go out and just be cooking in front of people, or maybe wake up in the morning and make breakfast because the way they look or stuff like that. But this wouldn't be the case in off-campus housing, because you have your kitchen whenever you want, you can leave it the way you want, and you can have your own pots and pans. As here at the dorms, we have to go down and rent pots and pans from the hall desk, because most of us don't keep pots and pans in our rooms due to the fact that we just don't have enough space. It's just not a priority for us. And so we've all heard of the freshman 15 when you come to college, and in this study from Elizabeth Scott from What Causes the Freshman 15, November 6, 2019, she found that new eating habits and snack foods were two of the main contributors how students were games at freshman 15, and students are used to back home eating home-cooked meals, having their mom cook for them maybe. But here we're turning more to having ramen and microwave foods and just junk foods. But when in reality, cooking can help us eat healthier. As Maggie from Cooking versus Eating Out, the Great Health Debate, July 27, 2016, found that eating in your home is much better because the portion sizes are smaller, and most of the time the food is better because it's healthier food cooked all the way through rather than just junk food. And so both of these, having a full-time kitchen will allow you to just cook in more, allow the student to be more comfortable, therefore making them healthier. And you also don't want to multitask in your dorms, which becomes a very big problem as students begin using their desk to cook, to do homework, and to make plans, and just where they throw their stuff. And everybody's heard this phrase, don't sleep where you work. And Haley Griffiths from The Science Behind Why You Should Never Work from Bed, November 7, 2019, said that if you begin to work where you sleep and sleep where you work, you'll not be able to tell the two apart, and therefore it'll be really hard to relax when you come back to your bed. And so, and vice versa, if you're working from your bed, you'll be more apt to fall asleep. And I've had problems with this too, as my desk will get real cluttered, and I'll start to just go and work on my bed. And when I'm working on my bed, I fell asleep. And then when I was studying for an exercise science test, and then I actually missed my exercise science test, and I had to go show up and explain to the teacher what happened. And so it can just cause big problems. And so last of all, I would just urge all of you to email Joyce Carnes, the admission housing application coordinator here at Sherman, and just express your opinion if you feel the same, that we should be allowed off-campus housing as an option just for us. And by allowing us to live off campus, it will allow us to be more comfortable with our housing decision and not force us into following guidelines such as essay times and hall desk times, and being able to have more